and welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie, and guys, we're going to do a little bit of a rant sesh today. I want to give you a heads up. I will still try to be fun and positive, but anytime at this point I hear much about Britney and what people have to say about her, I just get irritated because there's so much disinformation and people are so uninformed by what is really happening with her. And of course, her ex-husband, now I will credit him for this, Kevin Federline. Kevin typically stays out of the media. He stays out of the public light for probably, I would say, maybe the last 10 years, especially 5 years. He's been pretty quiet. But he recently said some stuff that was not nice at all to Britney. And I have several things to say. Because part of what's happened to Britney is that Kevin was, in my opinion, a P word. A P, a red, and an a Tory. Now, not in an intimate way, please infer, it's YouTube, but that he never, in my opinion, didn't actually love her and care about her, maybe infatuated, but he just used her. And a lot of men do this to a lot of women. Well, women do it to men too, but in the specific situation we're going to talk about, he, to me, is on par with Jamie, her father, and Lou Taylor. And we're going to get into all of that because I'm very, very irritated. He's come out and he's basically said her sons want nothing to do with her. Which, why would you say that publicly? What would possess you to say that, number one? And number two, Kevin, do we want to dive? Let's entertain it's true. Let's entertain it. Hey, Kevin, do we want to dive into why? Because we're going to. So let's go ahead and do all that. But before we do, guys, to those of you that are new, hi, how are you? My name is Katie. On this channel, I cover all the trending topics and everything within the media. I just like to laugh and giggle at the obscenity and the absurdity. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Would love to have you on this channel. Now, with all of this being said, let's dive in. So he put out a statement and he said some things that were not nice to Britney Spears as a mother and about her children. Which, again, why talk about the children publicly? Why do that? Britney and Sam, though, have fired back, which I'm very happy to hear, and let's see exactly what has been. Here we go. This is from People. It's going to detail all this, and I'm going to give my assessment. It says, Britney Spears and Sam Asghari react to Kevin Federline's claims their two sons don't want to see her. Only one word, hurtful. Britney Spears said after ex-husband to Kevin Federline claimed that the pair's two sons don't want to be in contact with her. Here we go. It's going to be a rant, guys. Britney Spears and her husband, Sam Asghari, are taking issues with claims made by the pop musician's ex-husband, Kevin Federline. Over the weekend, Federline, 44, gave an interview to the Daily Mail where he claimed that his two sons with Spears, and that's Sean Preston and Jaden James, 16 and 15, are choosing not to see her, insisting that the teens love their mother. Federline told the publication, the boys have decided they are not seeing her right now. It's been a few months since they've seen her. They made the decision not to go to her wedding. Federline also said he has a hard time explaining Spears' decision to post nearly photos where you're not clothed online to his two sons. Look, maybe that's another way she tries to express herself. Federline explained as what he has said to his sons. He told the Daily Mail. But that doesn't take away from the fact of what it does to them. It's tough. I can't imagine how it feels to be a teenager having to go to high school. Spears reacted to Federline's statements in an Instagram story post on Saturday evening where she wrote, "It saddens me to hear that my ex-husband has decided to discuss the relationship between me and my children. As we all know," she says, "raising teenage boys is never easy for anybody. It concerns me. The reason is based on my Instagram. It was long before Instagram," she continued, referencing Federline's issues with her social media posts. And so then she says some other stuff. She says, it was long before Instagram. I gave them everything. Only one word, hurtful. I'll say it. My mother told me you should give them to their dad. I'm sharing this because I can. Have a good day, folks. And it says, noting that she gave them everything, the Me Against the Music singer added, only one word, hurtful. I'll say it. My mother told me you should give them to their dad. I'm sharing this because I can. Have a good day. The mother of two later spoke out against Federline once more in a post shared to her Instagram feed. Reminder that the trauma and insults that come with fame in this business not only affect me but my children as well, she wrote in part. I'm only human and I've done my best. I honestly would like to share my 2 cents. I daringly would like for Federline to watch the big booty video other artists have made much worse when their children were extremely young. And then it says, Asghari, 28, also chimed in to express support for Spears in an Instagram story post of his own. He spoke out about Spears' social media post and how the images and videos she shares online are more modest than those shared with advertisements and by... The fact that anybody even... I'm sorry, I'm getting mad. Why does anybody have to justify for Britney, or why does Britney have to justify her posting what she wants to post? Why? Hey, Federline, maybe sit down and talk about misogyny to your two children. Explain that and explain that women and their bodies should be able to do whatever they want with them, period. Oh, that's right. You're on the side of misogyny because you're one of the people that hospitalized her when she needed medical help. I told you I'm going to get ranty. I told y'all, because we do this to women. Women, I have a question for you. Sound off in the comments, and men, if you have wives, I was going to say if you have women, if you have wives, how often do women get their hormones checked? How often is that required? Is that a 6-month checkup? Is that a 1 year? Oh, that's right. Never! Why? Why is our endocrine system left on the floor when it is such a huge part of our makeup? It's not just for women, but also men. Why? When a woman gives birth, being pregnant is a medical condition, guys. That is part of it. It can completely destroy your body permanently, and we never talk about it. And why is it in that process we don't have our hormones monitored before, during, and especially 2 years afterward? Why? We don't monitor the hormones, and then women go through all kinds of issues emotionally, and they just call it the baby blues, and then we say women are hysterical and we hospitalize him, which is exactly what we did to Britney. And Kevin, did you stand by her side to get her medical help? Nope, you said she's crazy. Let's put her away. And why'd you do that? Because you go where the money goes, Kevin. You went where the money went. Where's the apology for abandoning your wife? But then again, you abandoned Shar when she was 8 months pregnant for Britney. So it's not like you really give a crap about women and their medical conditions. You just use them for what you can get. Y'all, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to put down Kevin. This is an issue we have in society. We need to understand that the endocrine system matters, that hormones matter, that the reproductive system and the reproductive organs matter, and that we need to have systems in place to keep those in balance instead of a predatory medical system that likes to claim everybody's mentally ill so they can lock them up and they can do all types of modern day slavery experiments on them for fun. Oh, y'all, this makes me mad, but you know your girl has been through some similar stuff. I was lucky enough to escape. I was lucky enough it never went that far. But I was also not in the position to have children. I was not in the position that she is, so I'm not blaming her. Granted, my position you could say was worse because I had no money. I was in poverty. I was in A-word relationships. So a little bit different, but still. Anyways, so it says, it just makes me mad that he's like, well, it's way more modest than other people. You know what, Sam? And good on you, Sam. You shouldn't even have to say that, Sam. Britney doesn't have to be modest. Britney can turn around and make an OnlyFans account and she could go do salacious videos if she wanted. Because she's a woman and she gets to. It doesn't matter. We shouldn't be judging women on this in this day and age. It makes me so mad. There's no validity to his statement regarding the kids distancing themselves, and it is irresponsible to make that statement publicly, Asghari continued. The boys are very smart and will be 18 soon to make their own decision and may eventually realize the tough part was having a father who hasn't worked much in over 15 years as a role model! Oh my God! I think I just fell in love with Sam Asghari. Now, he's pretty. He's a pretty boy. I'm not talking about him being pretty. I've seen a lot of pretty men I have no interest in. This I'm actually like, all of a sudden I find interest in you. Speaking truth to power and putting him in his place. Thank you, Sam. I'm going to read this whole thing too because this is just too much. I love it. Asghari then noted that while he doesn't know Federline personally, he has nothing against him aside from him choosing to vilify my wife. Wait. Asghari does not know Federline personally. So, okay, Kevin, you're such an amazing father that you've never even met Britney's new husband who's been in her life for years, but you're the amazing father? Really? Wouldn't you think one of the first things you want to do when your partner brings in a significant other that's going to be, somebody who's there for the long haul, let me meet you and vet you and check you out? No? Oh, what a good doting father you are, like a loving husband, Kevin! His character is revealed by approval for the cruel 13-year sea ship and his loyalty to Jamie Spears. Yes! Indicating his approval at the time of its conception as well. Asghari said, referencing the years-long conservatorship that Spears was put under by her father. They better never break up or I'm coming for Sam. Sam has completely turned me. Now, again, I wasn't ever, not pro-Sam. I wasn't negative Sam. I just didn't know much about him. I love this. Things that are now considered normal issues and behavior easily dealt with therapy or other ways like hormone balancing, diet, exercise, wellness, were magnified to justify a 13-year prison sentence. Anyone approving of this wrong or benefiting from it somehow. Yeah, what has Kevin done to make any money? I would be more concerned, Kevin, with you going to your sons and saying, hey, I want you to know that you should actually work in society and not just try to be a P-word to a pop star and completely screw up her health and put her in prison. Because that's how you made your money, Kevin. You put Britney in prison for having a medical condition that you caused. Y'all. And we don't ever look at it in society this way because women are brainwashed to believe that we are just dumb and crazy and that everything is wrong with us, and yet everything is put upon us. Who most of the time raises the children? Not saying fathers don't. Hey to the good guys, hey, and you know who you are, but the good guys don't like the bad guys either. Let's be real. We put all the pressure, everything on women. We give them nothing to do the job. We tell them that they're heroes, but then the moment they slip up, you are crazy, let's put you in prison for medical conditions? He concluded his statement by noting that he had no further comment, but in a second Instagram story post, Asghari wrote, I wish him all the best and hope he has a more positive outlook in the future for the benefit of all involved. Right, for the benefit of your children. You know, Federline, you shouldn't be putting out stories about your children. You shouldn't be talking about the intimate conversations that you have with your children over your ex-wife's possible intimacy or her body, which her body at this point, Kevin, is none of your effing business. Sit down, little man. Sit down. Oh, I get so mad, guys. I try to be positive. I try to be loving to everybody, but then there are times where you see P-word behavior and you got to speak out. And that's what happens to me and Britney, because so many women go through this and so many men are like Kevin. Thank you to the ones who aren't, which are the people that watch me. Love my boys. So he says, but for now, keep my wife's name out of your mouth, he added. That's right. His words echoed those shared by Will Smith after he slapped Chris Rock during the 2022 Oscars for making fun of his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Right, but we're not trying to compare Sam to that, because Sam has not ever, as far as we know, ever done anything that isn't of kindness and being gentle in Britney's situation. We almost never even hear from Sam, period, which makes me trust him a little more. So it says, Spears and Asghari tied the knot in June in Los Angeles in front of about 60 guests, including Madonna, Paris, Kathy, and Drew. Britney walked herself down the aisle. She looked absolutely stunning in her dress, an insider previously told People. She cried happy tears at some moments. Ahead of Spears' special day, Mark Vincent Kaplan, Kevin Federline's longtime attorney, confirmed to People that Sean and Jaden wouldn't be in attendance when their mom said I do. They're happy for their mom, and they are hopeful that Sam and Britney are starting a great future together, he said. Kaplan added, it's their night, and they didn't want to take away from them. So let's talk. I feel like I said a majority of what I really wanted to say already. You guys heard me yelling and ranting, and again, I'm sorry to those who don't like that. I am very protective over Britney. And here's the thing, guys. It's not that I'm a huge Britney fan. Now, I will sit here and tell you, I love her music. I love her as an artist. I love her as a person. I have her perfumes. I like Britney, okay? But it's not like I'm out going to get the next album. That's not me. But what I am is a defender of women and children, a defender of the weak, a real defender. Not the kind of defender that says that, but then when push comes to shove and things get a little tense, you back out. That's not me. I will be that voice and stand up for people even when they don't know that they should, which is why my first viral video on TikTok that got like 1.6 million views was before anybody knew about this, and I was pointing out all the ways in which Britney is a prisoner and what was happening with her and what happened to her hormonally. I got all kinds of flack for it. I don't care. I'd do it again 10 times over in a heartbeat, because Britney deserves a life. All women deserve a life. All women. And you know what I'm really tired of? I'm tired of the fact that I am in a body, I am in a female body, that my body is looked at as just an intimate structure. If women want to run around all day, every day, without any clothes on, who cares? There are colonies, the inward colony, inward. Oh, that sounds awful. I don't mean the inward with minorities. Forgive me. I mean inward, in and then udis. I'm trying not to get demonetized, and I feel like I just offended everybody in the process. I'm so sorry. Brain and mouth are not syncing up today. But there are whole colonies of people that do that. Now, there are certain laws maybe against how far you can take it. I'm not trying to sit here and argue that. What I am saying is we need to stop making intimate women's bodies. Please infer, because YouTube will be very mad at me. Now, do these bodies, can they create intimacy and do all that? Absolutely. And if that's your prerogative, all day, every day, as long as you have consent, you're not hurting anybody, do what you want to do. But what I'm saying is, it shouldn't have to be a question. Kevin, you should have done enough work on yourself, and you should have done enough work and seen where society is and where we're at with women getting to be, women, that we should never even put that category on it. Britney gets to do what she wants to do. And the fact that you are, and you know what? I'm going to call it. Now that she got married, is Kevin feeling butthurt and trying to get more money? We know MF doesn't work, and if he does, it's not that much. Funny enough, I feel like there was a few years ago, we saw an article where he was like, I'm going to make my sons work at Taco Bell and show them what a real job is. Show them what real hard work is. Says Kevin Federline. I'm going to call it out. When all this stuff was going on with Britney a couple of years ago, he tried to come at her to get more money. It was a big deal, if y'all remember. I am wondering if now that she got married, he's feeling a little butthurt. And I'm wondering with her getting her freedom back, if he's feeling a little scared because he knows that they're coming for Jamie and that this doesn't bode well for him. And is this a way to procure more money? Well, I'll just start subtly giving interviews and talk more, and she'll pay me, so it'll shut me up. I'm not saying that's the case, but I am saying I find it interesting that after all this time, suddenly he speaks up and wants to talk about anything to do with her parenting. Is it just me, or does something not smell right? And when it doesn't smell right, guys, I listen to my intuition, because people are shady, and the older I get, the more I understand how awful people are. And I hate saying that, guys. I don't want to look at people as just awful. That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. But this is how I see things, guys. I don't trust this, and I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you trust this? Do you think that this just seemed a little too fishy? Sound off in the comments and let me know. And guys, if you like this video, make sure and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Would love to have you. Leave me a like, leave a comment. Everything does help. And yeah, I just also want to tell you guys, if you are a woman and you have gone through pregnancy or giving birth or afterward, please make sure and understand, most likely you are not crazy if you are having different types of feelings. Your hormones are completely out of balance, and it's not your fault. We have all these chemicals and all these birth controls and all of these awful foods and things right now that end up completely already screwing up our endocrine system and our health. You add something like that into it, it's a nightmare. Please make sure and get medical help. And if you do get medical help and your doctors aren't listening, or they're just not taking it seriously, keep fighting, keep searching. You deserve it. Your health and your well-being deserve it, and don't let anybody gaslight you otherwise. This comes from somebody, if I had not had that strength and stamina, I would not be here today. My life was almost over. And every last breath I have is gonna fight to empower people with their health in the medical system. Okay guys, take care, lots of love, lots of blessings. Till the next video, I'm giving everybody hugs. Kisses, stay safe, stay healthy. And as always, your girl will see you soon. Bye guys.